Hey, stick around to the end of this video to hear a special offer from an amazing underwear manufacturer, Sheath. The new lows or heights to ridiculousness, whichever direction you want to apply this particular metaphor, will go that way. JD Vance yesterday making all these ridiculous statements about his faith and how, no, I want to get it exactly right. We're disparaged by the media and disparaged by Democrats as people who want to force our faith on other people. And that's just not the case at all, y'all. We are just loving Christians who want to, through policy, to be motivated by the wisdom of loving thy neighbor, says JD Vance. So I'm going to play two clips. One at the beginning, one at the end, both from the same speech within seconds of one another. And in the middle, we're going to have a little, maybe everybody's going to be clicking off now, but I'm going to read from the same Bible that JD Vance claims to be an adherent of. That the philosophies within the Christian Bible, which includes the New Testament, which includes the red letters, the words of Jesus himself, a man JD Vance ostensibly claims to worship and follow as a deity. We're going to read a little bit from that. But first, marvel in the Jackassery, the temerity, the gall, the lack of dignity, the shamelessness of JD Vance.
Because in this room, while we're disparaged by the media and disparaged by the Democrats as people who want to force our faith on other people, I think I speak for every single person in this room saying we don't want to force our faith on anybody. What we want is to recognize and to have motivate us the faith that is, I think, the source of all great truth in human history, and especially in this country. That we want our public policy to be motivated by the wisdom of loving thy neighbor.
JD Vance claiming that they're disparaged by the media and disparaged by the Democrats as people who want to force their faith on other people. I wonder why we would get that impression. Why every pro-Trump demagogue, every pro-Trump prophet of God is out there saying that they have faith supremacy. That Catholics even a flavor of Christianity should not have power in the United States. They could play along, but the true power should be to Protestants. Guys like Joel Webbin, I talk about all the time. Guys like Hank Kuhneman. Guys like Lance Wallnau, Kent Christmas, Shane Vaughn. I could go on and on and on. So let me read this. Keep in mind, he's talking about public policy here. He's not talking about some message for the faithful. He's not giving a sermon. He's speaking as a candidate for vice president of the United States. That last sentence, we want our public policy, which is initiated through legislation, which is signed, which is passed, voted on by the House and the Senate, passed on to the executive branch with the President of the United States to sign it. That's how we get policy in the United States. He's talking about civil policy, public policy, that we want our public policy to be motivated by the wisdom of loving thy neighbor. I would remind JD Vance, a man who wants you to believe he's a pious Christian man of God, I would remind him of Matthew 25:31 through 40. You can read along if you happen to have your Bible on your side table there. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on his left. Then shall the king say unto him, his right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I'm going to dumb this down for those of you who aren't steeped in King Jamesese. For I was hungry and you gave me meat. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. What could this be speaking of? Like, you're talking about like immigration? Could this be a metaphor for that? The hungry and the thirsty and the needy, they need to be comforted. They need to be fed. They need to be brought in. Is this the kind of public policy that we could be talking about, JD Vance? Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee, you were hungry, you were fed, you were thirsty, and to give you drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and we came unto thee? And here we go, the final one here, if you're still here for the Bible study. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, insomuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, you have done it unto me. This is talking about Jesus saying this. If you've done it unto the least of these, if you've done the charity unto the Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, you've done it unto me. While JD Vance talks about public policy, informing public policy, but using his religion to do so, which is just such an abject joke based on Republican rhetoric, Republican policy, the Republican platform. And he wraps with maybe the most hypocritical, shameful statement that if you take him at his word, it sounds great, except we know what they prescribe for policy. We know the America they want to create relative to the ethno-state that the white Christian nationalists within the Republican Party pine for. Watch JD Vance.
We are motivated, in other words, by living our faith and ensuring that our public policy promotes the common good. And I think that at this moment in time, in 2024, with all the violence and all the negative political rhetoric, we need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated, and that we must love our God and let it motivate us in how we enact public policy and how we live our faith and how we govern our nation. And that will make America a more prosperous and a healthier and a more sane and, most importantly, a better nation.
Gross. Liar. We are motivated, in other words, by living our faith and ensuring that our public policies promotes the common good. And I think that in this moment in time in 2024, with all the violence and all the negative political rhetoric, we need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors and that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated. Says the man who demonizes and lies about Haitian immigrants, among other groups. But that's just the denigration du jour. And that we must love our God and let it motivate us and how we enact public policy and how we live our faith and how we govern our nation, and that we will make America a more prosperous, and that will living our faith and being kind and decent to people, the least among us, according to the Bible, it will make America more prosperous and healthier and a more sane and more importantly, a better nation. Then when are you going to start doing it, Republican Party? When are you going to start doing it, Donald Trump? When are you going to start doing it, JD Vance? It's a whole lot of lip flapping and a whole lot of not taking action to put these ideas into practice. You are the one who is endangering college students, people in hospitals, elementary school students, civil authorities within the city of Springfield, Ohio. You're the one who is responsible for the chaos currently taking place there, the bomb threats, the lies about Haitian immigrants eating people's cats and dogs. Lies. If only there was somewhere in the Bible that said, thou shalt not lie, or don't lie, or don't bear false witness, or something. I wish they hadn't omitted that part from your holy scriptures, JD Vance. It would just be great if we just had some reference to not being an abject fucking liar in the Bible. I guess I can just sit here and wish. What do you think? I would love to know. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, you can email me as always, daily@dollemore.com. I do want to hear from you. You can also just leave a comment below. We can talk about it there. That's good for the channel. That's good for the YouTube algorithm. That's good for me. And I appreciate it. If you want to help support this work, help me make these videos, you can click the join button below, become a channel member for $1.99 a month. Or you can clickety-clack your keyboard and your browser over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Essentially, it's the same thing as a channel membership. It's just over on Patreon that helps support not only this, but the podcast and everything we do. I love and appreciate you very much. Take care of yourself. Be genuine. Take care of everybody else, too. Here in the United States, we grant separate powers to 3 co-equal branches of government: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. Divided, each branch can better support the working of our government as a whole. Why shouldn't this practice carry over to the governing of our own bodies? Rather than allowing your branch and berries to stew in a single stuffy cesspool, well, why not divide so as to diminish your discomfort? Sheath Underwear is here to help you separate your church and your state. Sheaths are the only underwear with a dual pouch system scientifically designed to keep your executive branch separated from your judicial, if you know what I mean. Democratize your drawers. Head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore now and score 20% off right away. It was invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq. The idea for Sheath arose from the discomfort that was experienced in these harsh environments. As a former United States Marine stationed in that part of the world, I get the inspiration. I wear Sheath every single day, and they are the only boxers that can agreeably accommodate my tree trunk thighs and keep my branches of government carefully compartmentalized. And I'm not the only fan out there. Sheath are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 5-star reviews. The airflow meshes, they're my favorite personally, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. And once you pick, Sheath will land them on your doorstep nearly instantly, thanks to blindingly fast shipping and amazing customer service. Also, your purchase doesn't just help you out. Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders. So you're making the world a better place too. Upgrade your undergarments right now. Score 20% off when you head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore and divide and conquer your discomfort with Sheath Underwear.